Hey man, here's something no one tells you. Silence is a weapon, not in an aggressive way, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that shifts the entire dynamic between you and her. Because when a man knows when not to speak, when to just be, he becomes unpredictable, magnetic, powerful. Women don't fall for the guy who's always talking, they fall for the one they can't quite figure out. And often it's the quiet moments, the pauses, the distance, the restraint, that make her feel more than your words ever could. Let's dive into why your silence can do what begging, explaining, and chasing never will. Part 1. The mystery of silence. There's a reason mystery is attractive, and nothing builds mystery faster than strategic silence. When you don't instantly reply, when you don't explain yourself endlessly, when you don't try to fill every silence with words, you become something rare. You become the guy who doesn't need to convince her. That alone sparks her curiosity. Women notice what's missing. If you've always been the guy who responds instantly, who showers her with attention, your sudden silence hits harder than any argument ever could. It makes her wonder, and once she's wondering, she's investing. That's the first step to re-attraction. Part 2. The power shift. When you go silent, you shift the emotional power in your favor. Most guys don't get this. They think silence means giving up, but in reality, it's the opposite. Silence shows strength. It says, I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to chase. I'm good either way. And women feel that, because the truth is, silence is felt. It echoes in her thoughts. When you're not there trying to validate her, when you hold back instead of giving everything away, she starts wondering what you're thinking, how you feel, what you're doing. That uncertainty creates tension, and tension is what keeps attraction alive. Part 3. Silence is confidence. Most men use words as a crutch. They over-explain because they're afraid of being misunderstood. They talk too much because they're afraid of losing her. But the man who trusts in silence, who lets his actions speak louder, that man radiates confidence. Silence in attraction isn't about being cold, it's about being secure. It's about saying, I know my worth, I don't need to sell myself to you. That level of self-assurance doesn't repel women, it draws them in. Because deep down, every woman wants to be around a man who doesn't need her validation to feel whole. Part 4. When to be silent. Silence isn't just a tool, it's a timing game. After a disagreement, be silent. Let her sit with it. When she's testing you emotionally, be silent. Show her you're not reactive. When she pulls away or becomes distant, don't chase, go quiet. Let her feel the absence. And here's the truth. If she cares, silence will bring her closer. If she doesn't, then you've got your answer, and you've kept your dignity intact. Either way, you win. That's the hidden power of silence. It protects your value. Part 5. The art of saying less. You don't always need to respond to every text. You don't always need to explain your feelings. You don't need to argue to prove your point. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is nothing, and let her come to you. When she senses that your attention is no longer guaranteed, when she realizes your energy is no longer hers on demand, suddenly you become the prize. That's the switch. That's how silence makes her chase, and that's how you flip the entire attraction dynamic without uttering a single word. So hey man, remember this, your silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom, it's power. It's the language of high-value men who know their worth and refuse to waste their breath convincing someone else of it.